All right, welcome back to the channel. Deontay Wilder says that he lost the fight against Tyson Fury and that losing, is part of life. He's winning in life, and winning's not that bad as long as you can come back and conquer the conqueror. That doesn't sound like he's making excuses. That doesn't sound like he doesn't know that he lost, despite what many of the critics of Deontay Wilder have been saying. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Deontay Wilder, there's an interview that just got a transcript from one of the interviews that Deontay Wilder had been put up on Boxing Scene. And I read the article, I read the interview, and Deontay Wilder said something that was very, very interesting to me. He said that you lose in life, I'm paraphrasing, you lose in life, you don't like it, but you can come, but it's nothing wrong with losing as long as you come back and conquer the conqueror. Now, he was talking about that. He said that in talking about his fight with Tyson Fury, right? There's nothing wrong with losing if you come back and you conquer the conqueror. So what he's saying, what I get from that is he's saying, yeah, you lose in life. He says, I'm winning in life. I'm very successful in life. I lost the fight to Tyson Fury, and that is what it is. As long as I come back and I conquer the conqueror, that's what I need to do. He also talked about being more hungry, right? And hinting to the fact that he might not have been as hungry in his last several fights as he was when he originally won the title. So some soul searching needs to be done because he lost the fight to Tyson Fury, who was the conqueror that he needs to conquer. That's what he said. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is that is not the way people choose to interpret what he said. People are looking to tear down Deontay Wilder any way that they can. They want to look at things, for example, they say Deontay Wilder is making a bunch of excuses. I did a video earlier. Well, first of all, before I get into the excuses, let's talk about a great champion that loses. Nobody likes to lose. And it is reasonable that people will react strangely to the fact that they lost when they really did not want to lose. It is reasonable that people will do everything that they can do not to lose, and that some people will not accept the fact that they lost very well at all. For example, take Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has never lost a fight. Never lost a fight, except for maybe the knockout losses that he had earlier in his career. But I have never heard Manny Pacquiao ever accept a loss. He didn't accept the loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He didn't accept the loss to, he still maintains he won that fight and that he was injured. Those are excuses. I've never heard Manny Pacquiao say that he lost to Jeff Horn. He said he won that fight the day he was robbed, and he didn't take the rematch. I've never heard him say that he lost the first Tim Bradley fight. He believed that he was robbed. I've never heard ever. Here's Zeus. Man, this quarantine with this dog. These dogs. I love my dog. We've got two. I only say I really love one because one is itty bitty and old and really irritated with food, so don't like him as much. But love my dogs, but they keep breaking up the video. I'm back. All right, so where was I? Because I'm not overly editing this video. Manny Pacquiao didn't like to lose, okay? He didn't like to lose. Larry Holmes didn't like to lose. Not very many people take losing well, but some people get hyper criticized for what they do, and I think that is the situation that happened with Deontay Wilder. There are so many people over there that were Deontay Wilder. There's so many Deontay Wilder distractors, similar to Floyd Mayweather Jr., that they will hang on to anything negative that the guy says or anything negative that the guy does and try to just blow the stuff out of proportion. So take, for example, all this conversation that took place when Deontay Wilder, right after the fight, where somebody somewhere has a quote from Deontay Wilder that said he blamed his loss on the headgear. Though no audio is out there of him saying that whatsoever, right? And from my understanding, from people that were close to Deontay Wilder, he was asked a question that was off the record while he allowed to have some media people around him. He's talking to his team and trying to figure out, man, like, what happened? Man, he's just brainstorming because he's upset about losing a fight. Somebody takes a little bit of the quote and goes and runs with it, and now people are saying that he's a sore loser. He blamed it on the gear. How ridiculous it is! Just man up and accept that you lost. All the stuff you do when you're trying to kick somebody when they're down. But when you see an article like this written, and it says right in the middle of the interview where he says that he lost. And he says that it's okay that I lost as long as I beat the guy that beat me. Somehow, Johnny, I'm waiting to see when Johnny Nelson is going to put out a video that says, wow, Deontay Wilder accepts responsibility for his loss, his part in the loss. Deontay Wilder admits that Tyson Fury had conquered him, but needs to overcome him in the last match. Now, by the way, this is the same interview, the same quote where Deontay Wilder says that in his eyes, Tyson Fury is not the champ because he's got another one to go. Now, put these words together. In the same interview, he says, in my mind, Tyson Fury is not the champ because I got one more left, but I lost, because these are all things that he said, but I lost. And there's nothing wrong with losing as long as I come back and conquer the conqueror, beat the guy that beat me. Tyson Fury is he's not a champ in my eyes because I still got another fight to go, and so it's not over with yet. However, I did lose to him, and that's okay as long as I come back and I beat the guy that beat me. That seems to me like he's admitting that he lost. But you don't hear any media people or anybody talk about the fact that that's what he said. They take bits of what he said and they put that and they frame it in a way to try to make Deontay Wilder look as if he is just a terrible person. But these are people that, if you look at them and you listen to them closely enough, Deontay Wilder has never done anything well. Every fighter that he's ever fought, every fighter that he's ever fought became a bum immediately after he beat him. Right away. Oh, he beats Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is a bum. Oh, he didn't beat Tyson Fury. He gets a draw with Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury got robbed. Deontay Wilder never fought anybody in the top 10, even though the dude has been a champion for 5 years, and it's in the WBC rules that he can't even fight anybody outside the top 10. Somehow these people continue just to spread that and run with it. It's just, to me, it's just a little bit ridiculous. And then they completely write the dude off and say that there's no reason for a rematch because he's got dominated so bad, even though you can see situations in boxing where people lose fights and they come back and beat the guy that beat them. Anthony Joshua had been knocked out by Andy Ruiz, and nobody put that jacket on Anthony Joshua and said, hey man, he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz, and so now he has no chance whatsoever to come back, and we don't need to have the rematch and all that stuff. Never did that to Anthony Joshua, but for some reason, Deontay Wilder is deserving of special treatment. Now, I can understand why people who read the headlines and are asked about the headlines could respond the way that they do. For example, if you went up to Roy Jones Jr. and you said, hey, Roy, Deontay Wilder said Tyson Fury's not the champion. What do you think? And that's the only thing that you give to Roy Jones Jr. You don't tell Roy Jones Jr. the rest of what he said, why he said it, what the question was that he was answering, what the context was. Then Roy Jones Jr. is going to give you a response based off what you asked. But as a result of that, he's going to give a response that he otherwise might not give if he had known the whole circumstance. That's what I see going on with Deontay Wilder. And when I saw that this particular phrase, this particular portion of that interview, it just was like, wow, man. I know some of these media people read the whole thing. I know that they did. I know that they heard what this guy said, and they could put that in proper context. To me, it sounds like him out of his mouth taking responsibility for that fight, taking the responsibility. He even said that sometimes you're not as hungry as you used to be when you won the champion. And hence that he wasn't as hungry as he was when he first won the championship. And that's reasonable, dude. That's why people are not champions. For a lot of people can't be champions for 10 years. Because over that period of time, you get a lot of money, your life changes, you get older, training is a drag. You get, you're fighting on a regular basis, you're fighting 2-3 times a year, and you just lose that drive. But see, if Deontay Wilder says that, you're going to hear people say, oh, it's just an excuse. Just admit that you're a terrible fighter. Just admit that you're a terrible fighter. You're the worst heavyweight in all time. Bow down on the ground, lick the floor, and tell me that I'm the greatest. And I'm telling you, because they have so much vitriol and so much venom for Deontay Wilder that it seems like they believe that they themselves can beat Deontay Wilder, and they take any amount of success with Deontay Wilder personally. At least that's how I see it. But it is what it is. Tyson Fury is a very, very good fighter. Tyson Fury very well may win the last fight. However, Deontay Wilder, like several other very experienced trainers said, might win it as well. We'll see what happens. But just note that the man accepted that he lost. But just because he lost does not mean that he's got to lay down on the ground for your truck to roll over on him and act sorrowful and cry and all that crap. I don't even know what people want him to do, because nobody else is doing what they're asking him. Gennady Golovkin still crying about getting robbed by Canelo Alvarez. Gennady Golovkin and their fans. You even got people still crying about how Floyd Mayweather Jr. needed to be disqualified against Zab Judah. You know what I mean? When Zab Judah was the one that punched him all up in the gonads. Anyway, it is what it is. It's Monday morning. I got some videos to get some frustration out of my system. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.